Okay, so good morning and welcome to all of you who have joined me live this morning. I came on today to share a bit with you about my amazing new style affirmation and prompt cards. It's hard out there in these female streets and in these mom streets in terms of the expectations that society has on us, in terms of all the things life has going on. And so I created this deck with you in mind. For those of you that are new here, I am Charla. I am an educator, personal stylist, and style coach. I truly believe that my life's purpose is to empower women and to teach women how to use style as a super tool. Now, we have to get dressed and we have to wear clothes, right? So why not use it to our advantage? For those of you who have known me forever or even for a little while, thank you so much for embracing me, for inspiring me to really pursue this interest that I have. And without further ado, I have a special guest that's going to be joining me today. And that guest is none other than Janine Edwards. Now, Janine Edwards is a business exec at Sunset Homes, Tranquility Beach Resort, and Spyglass Villas in Anguilla. She has a stellar background in tourism and business. She's well known for her public speaking, public relations, and philanthropy. I would describe Janine as diverse, impactful, and totally inspirational. A little bit about how we met. So when I was much younger, a teenager, I met Janine through a mutual friends, and she offered me an internship during some of my summer breaks from high school. I worked with her at her organization, and she was one of the first examples that I had of non-traditional entrepreneurship. I was inspired by how unapologetically she took up space and how she created the spaces she needed and even created her own tables and pulled up her own chairs to create what she needed. I had before that been mostly exposed to, education. My family is a big education family, and also to people who are into like hobbies and that sort of stuff. But from the perspective of non-traditional entrepreneurship, she played a big role in inspiring me in that area. I was most inspired by how Janine treated people, her staff, those around her, and really and truly what truly touched me was how people responded to her because of how she treated them. And I think she's such a great example of true leadership in action. And she has been one of my mentors in terms of leadership and how I would like to be as a leader as well. So thank you so much. I'm going to bring Jan on. I'm seeing all my familiar faces. I'm seeing my brother. Thank you for being here. My friends and lots of new faces. Thank you guys for being here. So I'm going to bring Janine on now. Give me a few moments. And so Janine coming on.
Hello.
Welcome, Janine.
Hello, thank you. What an exciting day.
Thank you. Can you hear me, Jan?
Yes, I can. I'm live and direct from Anguilla. Hello from Anguilla to Anguilla and the rest of the world. We're excited to be here celebrating with Charlotte today.
Thank you for being here, Jan. A
For
few
sure.
familiar faces are in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Yes. So I just wanted to give a little of my personal story before we even got into it. Charla, as she mentioned, I met her as a teenager and she was a phenomenal, creative, dynamic young lady. And I have seen her grow and blossom through her business into a mover and shaker, making waves in the entire Caribbean. She's empowering women from the inside out. And that is very important because when we think style, we think about what shows from the outside. However, Charla is the true epitome of a mixture, I would say a great blend of zen and dynamic creativity, all wrapped up in one, and it starts from the inside. So her presence, her very presence, her mindset, and that flow of positive energy is coming all from her inside. And she's encouraging us and tapping into us as women to tap into ourselves and express ourselves both internally and externally through style. So if anybody knows me well, I'm juggling a million hats and I'm always rushing from one place to another. And one of the hallmarks that my friends used to tease me about was that I never knew what I was wearing for a big event until the day itself. And then I would do a travel. But I've had the honor and privilege to be part of Charla's masterclasses, where she taught us to be very intentional about, you know, what we project and how we choose our wardrobe, how we mix and match. And she truly, you know, made us pause, reflect, and open our eyes, really, with our relationship with clothing and how we project our personal image and brand. So I really am very proud today to see that she has moved from that bustling teenager that I knew into a phenomenal woman, you know, creating waves in the Caribbean, beyond, you know, with her style and her masterclasses. And now she has brought another spin on her product, which is the epitome of encompassing style along with the positivity to get through life. So her product is very deep. It's not just surface level. So I'm so excited to be here on the launch today with her. And we're going to ask her a few questions. All right, everybody ready? And of
Yes,
course,
ready for you then.
we invite everybody out there. This is a group effort, team effort. We want to see your questions come in. We have Charla on the hot seat, so we're going to take full advantage today.
Yes, definitely.
Charla, I'm very excited to receive a very special package hand-delivered with these beautiful cards. Can you tell us a bit more about the inspiration of these style, affirmation, and prompt cards?
Okay, Jen, so definitely. So I would say going directly to my inspiration for creating this product is at the heart of it is women, right? Of course, men, you can use it too, that's great. But at the heart of it has been women, you know, my mom, my grandma, my daughter, my family, my girlfriends. I've always been an advocate for embracing personal style as a super tool that we usually underestimate the power of. I would say in particular as a mom to a girl, and just the girls in general as a teacher as well, and being exposed to girls and seeing their level of confidence being diminished by different things around them. I really, you know, to me, a lot of times, you know, there's this quote about building like whole men, like men being whole so that boys don't grow up broken, that kind of way. Well, a lot of times we overlook girls as well. And it's very important that girls see examples of confident women around them. Yes, we're going to have our flaws, we're going to have our insecurities, we're going to have quirks that we are uncomfortable about, but we don't let them define us, right? So that is at the heart of, you know, this journey for me, really encouraging, inspiring women, because we have a lot of little girls looking on, and also to inspire younger girls. And I think about my adolescent self, right? And even, you know, the challenges I had with confidence and self-perception or the perception of others. And so that's really at the heart of this, right? Also, as it relates directly to the cards, I wanted to create a more viable means of style guidance. You know, style at your fingertip. It's portable, it's accessible, cost-wise, it's a lot on a lower price point compared to other personal styling offerings. It's a holistic focus. You know, it's, as you mentioned before, it's not just about external looks or external style. It's about, you know, working on yourself from the internal. And science has proven that affirmations have a major impact on our psyche, on our confidence, it reduces stress, depression, they boost confidence, you know, just the repeating of words and thoughts and actions. We are creatures of habit. And when we're able to build these practices, it really builds into our psyche, into our self-image, whether it's conscious or subconscious. The things we tell ourselves are the things that we believe, and inevitably the things we become are the people we become. So why not be intentional about what we craft there, right? And in terms of style psychology, science has also proven that style, the things we put on, the things we wear, as although many people will try to make you think that it's very, you know, it's not important, it absolutely is. It affects our psychology, it affects our mood, our interactions with others, it affects how people perceive us. You might want to say we don't care what people think, but what people think is important, right? We have to admit at some point, you know. So all of that is at the heart of this, right? I'd just like to ask the audience at the moment, you can send me a thumbs up or hearts if you agree. If you've ever used affirmations before, you can also share that in the comment section. And just let us know what you're thinking so far.
Yes, Charla, what you said is so true. There's so much power in words, you know. And if we talk negativity, we will brew negativity. But if we
Mm-hmm.
have positive cards to remind us daily, you know, of different aspects of our life, giving us encouragement and navigation. And on the flip side of the card, we have a style challenge, you know. It's an awesome combination. And I can
Yeah.
really testify as well to Charlie used to put us through some real challenges. You know, very often as women, we get locked into a certain style, or, you know, we don't get adventurous at all. But Charlie used to give us challenges like, wear an animal print today. And I'm like, oh my gosh, animal print. I haven't done that teenager, you know, or something floral, or combine two colors you've never done before, you know. So it's really a freeing and liberating thing. It's a lot more than just the clothes, or how you're presenting yourself. It's a mental thing as well. So
Yeah.
being so holistic in your approach, Charla, I think that definitely defines you.
Thank you. I see Queen of Glory shared, yes, she used affirmations to have a positive birth. Great. Wonderful with
Awesome.
that. Yes.
Really help with all aspects of life. So I see you chose my favorite color here, and
Mm-hmm.
also one of Anguilla's national colors. Tell us
Mm-hmm.
a bit about the color and the design of this.
Okay, well, for those of you that have known me throughout the years, even with my previous brands, as I evolved, you know, I had Panache Couture, House of Panache, and one of the major elements of that was the peacock feather. I've always been drawn to the peacock feather. You know, the peacock is known to be a bird that radiates elegance, style, and confidence. And so that was something I gravitated to as a teenager. And it's just something that grew with me. And as you said, you know, Anguilla, we are all about tranquility, beauty, that sort of stuff. So in creating the Style by Charla brand itself, I start to use a lighter play on the peacock feather, and also to use a hue that evokes like tranquility, calm, and promoting peace with style. Because a lot of times relationships with style can be very complex and not very peaceful. So this is, you know, a very calm thing to have in your presence, and at the end of the day to create, as I said, peace with your personal style.
Well, that it certainly does. And I just love the sizing. It's travel worthy. It's great for a gift for yourself or a friend. I mean, it's just pretty perfectly designed. But then,
Thank you, Dan.
what makes yours so different? What makes your deck of affirmation cards special?
Okay, so as you know, affirmations is a big thing out there. Sometimes people will create their own. There are quite a few available on the market. But what makes the Style by Charla style affirmations and prompt cards unique is that the style aspect of it, number one. It's also the first of its kind in terms of pulling together not only affirmations that promote confidence, but also putting together the prompts, right? A lot of times we tend to think that, you know, as you said, you would wake up in the morning, just pull out your clothes, like no intentionality, no thinking behind of it. And a lot of time that takes a lot of energy, right? Unless you're someone who, you know, just have a lot of time at your disposal, which usually that's not the case, or someone who is like, you know, super into style or whatever. There's not much time for that, right? So it's something that's very convenient. The instructions, in terms of, I said, the affirmation cards, they're geared towards reaffirming self-love and promoting confidence. So that's unique about the affirmation aspect. And in terms of the style prompts, they challenge you in a fun way, right? As you said, when we had the Thrive with Style course, the challenges that I gave you, they were not to intimidate you or to stress you out, right? But they were more a fun way to make you more conscious of your style choices, make you more aware of your habits, which some may be negative, make you more aware of your gaps in your needs and your wardrobes. Because, for example, if you pull a card that says, you know, style a bold black and white look, right? You may go to your closet. Maybe black and white is not your thing, right? But if it's something you want to incorporate, this is something that will get you thinking, there's a gap. You know, the next time I shop, which I also don't promote shopping, and just being excessive about that kind of stuff, but I also promote intentional shopping and intentional building intentionally building your wardrobe. So this also aids very well with that intentionality.
Yes, something you mentioned. I really loved your approach when you did the course, because many style consultants, they would just tell you, okay, ditch what you have and go and get more. But you were very intentional in telling people, slow down, look through your closet, see what you can take out, see what works for you, and add certain pieces to fit your shape, your, the special features about you, etc. So I really love that approach. Not a very materialistic approach, go on a big scotch spree, but it's a very sort of reflective approach where you go through a journey really with curating your wardrobe. So that is wonderful. And something you mentioned there was that a lot of women experience a lot of negativity when it comes to their style. So you're so correct, because for many persons, you can never get the right outfit. It doesn't fit. It doesn't work. This shape doesn't work for your culture. Okay, you put on weight over the years and different things. So I think wrapping positivity with style is very, very important. And you did that beautifully.
Thank you. I see Susan said she's adventurous, but when she saw wear two different prints, she was like, that's one I need to try.
Yeah.
Definitely, Susan. And that was actually from one of the wild cards. So in the deck, there are 5 wild cards. And they're not really over the top, but they're a little extra compared to what you would probably usually do for most people. And so they once again push you a bit out of your comfort zone, which is very good. Sometimes we need that push, right? And thank you, Ojeda. I see your congratulatory remarks. Good.
All right. So how do we use this deck? And would you share a few of them, of the special ones that you like best?
Sure, sure. So there are 3 ways you can use this deck. I'll go through them a bit. So there's daily, there's weekly, and there's random, right? So in terms of in your daily lifestyle, you can use this deck when you wake in the morning. Let's say you have your devotions or any type of meditative thing that you do. You pull out your card, you read it, you set your intentions for the day, you say the affirmation a few times, and then you turn it over. And if you haven't planned your outfits as yet for the week, there's your guide in terms of what you can go and select in your closet, right? So for example, I have one here that says, I give myself permission to embrace all sides of me and trust that I am enough. Now, how profound is that? Because, a lot of times as women, we have so much pressures on us to look a certain way, to behave a certain way, to do certain things, to be 1,000,001 things to 100 people, right? And just remind ourselves that we are enough, right? And on the flip side for the prompt, it says, very first time. Style 2 items from your wardrobe that you have never paired together before. So this gets you digging into that wardrobe, right? Probably using things you have not worn in a long time, and really repurposing stuff, because maybe usually when you wear something, you always wear it the same way and you never push yourself to style it in different ways. So this prompts you to do that, right? You can stick them on your mirror, in your bedroom, in your bathroom, on your computer, at work. You can take it with you during the day, stick it there just as a reminder, because with the affirmations, you want to keep them present, keep them in your psyche, right? You can take them in your bag. It's very portable, right? You can take them with you in your car. Now, in terms of weekly, you can use them to plan your weekly looks. And those of you who know me and who follow me on the Style by Charla page, I strongly advocate for planning out your outfits for the week, right? It doesn't have to be specific, like Monday I'm going to wear this, Tuesday I'm going to wear this. It doesn't have to be that way, right? You can just select 7 things, 5 things, just have them pulled out, and that's your go-to. That alleviates time for you in the mornings. It alleviates that extra pressure, and it's just more intentional. If you have a particular thing you're doing on a certain day, you already have thought that through. Just a little backstory on that. I could remember when I was in university, I went to SCAD Atlanta when I was in fashion school. I had this professor. She was on the business side of things, but she taught the business of fashion. But she always looked so put together, so respectable. And I would be thinking to myself, like, wow, like this woman just wakes up every morning and just thinks so much about what she wears. And even for me as someone who was into style, even that was like, I never was intentional like that about my style, like thinking it through. And one day I had a talk with her, and she was like, no, on a Sunday I just pull out a few things, even down to her accessories, because she had a lot of accessories. She was big into fashion, but then sometimes it can become overwhelming. But she would just select a few things and say, well, this week I'm gonna wear these, you know? And it shows when you're out there in the world, it shows. The intentionality shows. It doesn't have to be overdone, it doesn't have to be overwhelming, it doesn't have to be superficial, it doesn't have to be a burden, but the intentionality shows. And even if it doesn't show, that's not the main focus. It's about how it makes you feel, right? When we put more thought into what we do for ourselves, more thought into our, even putting on a little extra lip gloss or knowing we did something extra special for ourselves, it makes us walk a little different, right? It could be something minor that no one else notices. It makes us step a little different, right?
Yeah, you definitely hit the nail on the head there with the self-care, because
Yeah.
it's so much of a relationship even with yourself. I mean, the
Yeah.
thing that put us through, it was not even so much about the world, but a relationship with yourself. So it's
Yeah.
very to take that time out instead of being a rush scramble. You take that time,
Yes.
pull out a few things, you match them with a few accessories, so you don't have that stress when you're rushing in the morning. So I
Yes.
really, hit a note there.
Yes. And then the third way, so that was daily and weekly. And the third way, of course, is to use it randomly. It's yours, right? So you choose how it best works for your lifestyle, how it best works for your needs. You don't necessarily need to do the prompt that's at the back of the affirmation on a particular day. You decide how you want to mix and match, how you want to use them. If the affirmation is what you need today, you take what you need. If that particular style prompt is not what you're feeling today, choose another one, right? And as I mentioned, the cards are divided into three different categories. So the main category is 43 cards, which have regular prompts. That have the affirmations and the prompts. Then I have the wild cards, as Susan mentioned a bit earlier. She said, so this one says, no one is me. That is my superpower. And the prompt says, mixy, not matchy. Style a look that features mixed prints. So this pushes you out of your comfort zone, as I said, if this is something you're not used to. And then there are 4 reflective cards. And for example, one says, I breathe in, exhale, and let go of what no longer serves me, right? And the prompt says, am I holding on to items that no longer serve me? What items can I remove from my wardrobe? So a lot of times, we hold on to these things for whatever reason. They're not serving us. They're just causing us more stress than anything else, putting more pressure on us to, lose weight for the past 10 years that we haven't been able to, or whatever. And sometimes it's important to part with these things, right? So these reflective cards focus a bit deeper on really reflecting on your style journey every now and again. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Charla. And as you mentioned, some of the same advice could be translated into other parts of life. Like you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
letting go of things that, have bad influence or don't serve you. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
relationships in life or other, jobs or activities that we do that are no longer
Mm-hmm.
serving us that we have to depart from. So, a lot of what you're teaching about style also helps us in general life. I think that's
Thank you. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Raniba. Jan Susan said that you were intentional today down to your nail color. It
I
matches the box.
it's my favorite color and it matches. So it's all matching. Yes. Yes. Well, Charlotte, there's something else very exciting happening today. And
Mhm.
shall I start a drum roll for you to unveil what other project you have up your sleeve?
Sure.
Right? Have the drum
Uh,
roll. Go.
Okay. So those of you who've been following on the Instagram page, if you don't at the moment, please make sure you do. So I actually also launched www.stylebychala.com today. So it's my website. And so that everything related to Style by Chala is in a more accessible place. The cards are available there for sale. I was not intending on doing this anytime soon, but sometimes when we have a move, even if we're not ready, we sometimes need to take that jump, and that's how it is in life. Um, the time is not always going to be perfect or ideal, and things don't have to be perfect, but you just have to keep moving in a forward direction, and that's what I decided to do at this moment. So when you go to the website, as I said, very easy, www.stylebychala.com. Be sure to check out the cards. I also launched some merchandise on there, some graphic tees, um, Graphic tees are a wardrobe must have. A lot of time I have been looking around for some that match the message that I would want to portray, because you don't really just want to wear anything either. And so I created myself, designed some graphics, and they are available on the site. Some very special ones. When you go on there, you'll be able to see them, and definitely something you should get to add to your wardrobe. On there, you'll also see gift cards are available for my services. And there's also more information about services and products, and about me as well. So definitely check it out. Oh, one key thing of the website as well. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be doing a newsletter. It won't be frequent, so I won't be blowing up your mailbox every second, maybe monthly, where I'll be sharing with you style tips, practical style tips, deals that I find, key wardrobe pieces that you might want to add. A lot of times people don't have the basics and the necessities that build up the foundation of the wardrobe. So I'll be sharing like links, key pieces, things to check out, and stuff like that. So definitely visit the website, support it if you can today or whenever you're able to, and definitely subscribe to the page. At the bottom of each page on the website, you will see an area where you can type in your email address, and I'd love to hear from you.
Yes, it's so exciting. And that, Charla, no, we don't have to keep you to ourselves in Anguilla anymore. You're gone. So it's exciting that you invested in creating a platform where we can get all your merchandise, your advice, your classes, so you're not limited by geographical boundaries. You're touching women across the Caribbean and across the world. And we're so very proud of you.
Thank you, Jen.
I would ask you to say the URL again, and maybe one of our audience can just type it in the comments so that everybody can see.
Sure. So it's www.stylebycharla.com. Someone can type it in, as Jen said. If you have any questions about it, you can also send a question here on the live. I'll be glad to answer via this platform at this moment, or you can shoot me a private message as well. So you can send me a question here or drop a comment, and I'll get back to you.
Yes. So, Charla, to recap, how has your journey in fashion and style brought you to this point? And how do you feel reflecting, on your journey and where you're now at this wonderful milestone?
I guess I feel like everything has come full circle. I'm proud of myself. When I started out, I was predominantly a designer. Sorry for getting a little emotional. This week has been a little rough. Those of you that know, my mom's birthday was this week, and she was a very instrumental part in all of this. But definitely, everything has come full circle. When I started off as a designer, as a teenager, I was into design predominantly. But even as I was in that season, the glitz and glam was very short-lived. I did a lot of fashion shows. I did a lot of styling for people for pageants, made a lot of gowns, wedding gowns, and that sort of stuff. And a lot of times that was short-lived and momentary. And I wanted, though it has its time and place, I wanted to create something that was more substantial, something that was more sustainable, and something that would have a bigger impact, right? Due to personal reasons. As women, we grow, we evolve, we have these pressures. Sometimes we lose ourselves, sometimes we find ourselves. And so I just wanted to do something that would really promote not only external beauty, but also internal beauty, right? And truth be told, in terms of representation in the industry, there's not much, right? For people of color, for women from the region, there's not much representation. I mean, we go on Google, sometimes you're looking for a simple image to show something. There's not much women that look like us on there. And we also engage in fashion. We also engage in style. So there was definitely the need, right? And I also wanted to promote personal style in a way that it is style for your life, not style just for a moment. Yes, for our birthdays, yes, for our weddings, yes, for these different occasions. We want to feel special, but we should be able to integrate that into our everyday lives, right? And so that's how I've come to this moment.
Well, thank you for sharing from the bottom of your heart, and honor to your mom we all know and love her and know what a important, stalwart she was in your life. And believe you me, she's so proud today. She's smiling, she's looking down on us, and she's celebrating with us. So thank you for sharing of yourself, and, just being so real with us, because as women, we have to be real. We have to face, what's happening in our lives, and really be there for each other and push through. And I know Maya Angelou has a quote that's your favorite. What's that quote again?
My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to do so with some passion, with some humor, and for sure with some style. That's rephrased.
Yes.
Yes.
Certainly done a phenomenal job, repping 264, repping Anguilla, repping Caribbean women, Black women, women around the globe, really. And your mission is so important. You have definitely found your calling, and I'm so happy that you're sharing your gifts and talents with the world in such a creative and dynamic way.
Thank you, Jan. And I just want to thank you so much. Anyone that knows Jan, she's always super busy. So thank you so much for taking this time out. Thank you for the impacts that you've had on my life. I'd like to thank everyone that's live on the chat. Those of you who know me from donkey years, my girlfriends, I see a lot of them on there. Those of you who are new to and you've taken this time out to spend this time with me, I truly appreciate it. Thank you for everyone from Angola who have been holding me down from the get-go, and to friends in my new location in Cayman, and to those around the world. Thank you so much. And be sure to check out the product of the hour, which is the affirmation cards. And also be sure to check out the website to subscribe to my mailing list, and also to check out any other merchandise products and services that are available on there. If you have any questions or any comments, you can drop them now so that we can address them as we wrap up.
Yes, it's certainly been a wonderful session.
Thanks.
I see many friends from around the world. Any questions?
Thank you, Sugar Babe.
Yes.
Thanks for being here, show. Lots of names, too much to mention. Thank you, Taj, Bath Fountain, Toya, Raniba, Susan, thank you, Sophia, and many names, too much to mention. But thank you guys for all being here. It means a lot. And you can share the live when I upload it. You can share it for anyone that was unable to make it. And have a wonderful day.
Thank you for celebrating with us.
Thank you, Jen. Oh, Latoya asked if there are any cards on islands, and she's referring to in Angola. There aren't any available in Angola at the moment. Hopefully within the next few months or so, maybe a month or two, I will provide an update on that. But for now, they're available on the website. They'll be shipped. So wherever you want them shipped, whether it's to a US address or a freight forwarding address, you can have that done. Susan was asking, how do we know which cards are wild, etc.? So if you look at the designs of each of the cards, great question, Susan. So the regular design, they all have they're predominantly green, like the box, they have a lot of green. The wild cards are different. They are predominantly white, and they have a little green on them. And then the reflective cards have this lady on them who looks like she's reflecting.
So well thought out. Everything you do is so well put together and thought out. Labor of love.
So those of you who want to purchase, definitely hit up the website, and you can do so today. For this first week, there's a deal where you can get them for $5 off. And so I'm going to be looking out for any orders that are placed on the website. Okay. So once again, thank you so much. Any other questions? Okay, I don't see any other questions. So thank you so much, and have an enjoyable day.
Beautiful day.
Thank you, Jen.
Bye.
Bye.